I'm about to go shower now, so that I can get ready. My hair's already done, which is great. But the last time when I did this makeup, it took me like 15 minutes ish to do the makeup. So I'm actually gonna show you guys the skincare routine that I end up using. It's currently 3:44. The time of the day does matter because it determines whether or not I wear sunscreen or not sunscreen. We are leaving here around 4:45, so typically it starts to get dark outside, so I may not go sunscreen. So we'll see. But I definitely want to show you guys how I prep my skin, because I personally feel like how you prep your skin has a huge part to do with how your skin looks under your makeup. So let's go shower. I'll show you guys what I do for my skincare routine, and then I'll bring you back in here and show you the makeup. Let's go. Pat my face, and I'm going to exfoliate my skin. My AHA toner by Brightener. This pad does have two sides, the smooth side and the rigid side. I use the smooth side, and I don't rub. I kind of just like, I mean, yes, it is rubbing, but I don't pull or tug. Like, it's just going over my skin. Now, typically I do this process in the morning. I didn't do it this morning because I wanted to do it before going out. Alright, I go in with my rose oil serum from Fresh. So a little bit left. I definitely need to restock on this because I love this. I should have taken off my necklace, but all I do with this is rub it over my skin and then pat it in. I'm gonna take my necklace off because I don't need to have this on. I go in with my vitamin C serum and I kind of rub and pat this in. So I'm with FENTY. You guys can see everything clear. Can you see my skin? Do you see how it's glowing? I only used the FENTY face cream on my face. I didn't go in with a sunscreen. The FENTY one does have a little bit of sunscreen in it, so I did put like 3 to 4 pumps on my face. So now to start, what I did, or the first thing I'm going to start with, is my iconic London Glow Drop. This color is, this is the original. Now in the past I usually use this, which is completely faded, but it's in glow, I believe, but it's more on the browner side. As you can see, it's a little bit darker for my skin tone, but I used to use this a lot, which I still love. I'm just low on that, so I'm gonna go in with the iconic London in original. If you are lighter than me, you might actually like this color, but I added drops like that, and I added 2 drops over here, and I patted this in. You know, the first step I actually did was prime my face, which I just forgot to prime my face. But so I'm just gonna take my primer. But what I do is I have 1 pump of FENTY on my hand, and then I take my NARS Radiant foundation and I apply this to my face. So what I did is apply 2 strips there, 2 light strips there. Just dot it on your face and just apply. If you hear breathing, it's my dog right here. or sniffing, which is what she's doing. She's a husky and they love sniffing. Now I'm gonna wipe my hands on here, literally, and then take this and blend the excess or the edges. And the edges are saying like your hairline, whatever product that didn't go in there, you want to blend your hairline. Another thing that I did that was different was typically I use the Too Faced concealer. However, it's more on, I need a little bit of a yellow undertone added to this concealer. So what I did was added this concealer under my eye because I want the full coverage, and then I went in with the Rihanna concealer, and I added a slight amount because this have like a yellow undertone to it. So I just added that next to this and in the middle of my forehead. I'm using the Rihanna one in the middle of my forehead because I still want to give it a natural look. So I'm using the Rihanna for that process. Mixing the two. And then a little bit down the bridge of my nose. Keep moving you guys around. I haven't filmed like a makeup tutorial like that in a minute. So I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going in to kind of just lightly pat over that concealer. And then I go in with my cream bronzer, the Anastasia bronzer. And I'm going to apply this bronzer using my Love Beauty, it's cosmetic brush. And I apply this like so. Literally, that's what I did. Okay. There's still harsh lines over there, and the way I can tell that I have harsh lines is when I can see where the concealer or the concealer and the bronzer meets. Typically that is an indicator that there is a harsh line because you can see it. So take a little bit of that FENTY concealer. A little bit of her concealer goes a very long way, and I'm going to apply that right there. The next thing I changed is the powder that I use on my face, because I was using the Laura Mercier powder, which I do like. However, it is on the whiter side and I just have more of a yellow undertone, so I went back to my Sacha Buttercup powder, which I mixed that with my Charlotte Tilbury powder. So what I'm going to do is just make sure I don't have an increase. I always go over my concealer and then mix the two. And pat. You see that? Like, I feel like that makes such a difference using this powder to kind of mix because of my skin. My skin tone having that yellow undertone, and I just feel like this powder setting my concealer makes a huge difference. And then I just go in again to blend up here, and I'm patting this as opposed to rubbing. I'm patting that. To set my face, I take my Charlotte Tilbury and I'm gonna lightly dust this over my face. Okay. just because I'm going to go over my bronzer and I want to make sure that it's not sticky, because if your bronzer isn't set and you go over it, and as you can see, I'm also using this powder to like, if your bronzer isn't set, the brush starts to stick, and you can do this to make sure that your bronzer is in place, so then when you do go over with bronzer, you don't make your bronzer patchy. I got the Makeup Forever foundation. This is a powder foundation, but I use it as a bronzer, and I got mine's in Y535. That's what it looks like. And I've been loving this, a small brush. This one specifically is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill 07, and I love the color of this. It's, Storm, what are you eating? Like, it's, I think in the past, some of the other bronzers I have are probably too dark for my complexion. For days where I want to go for like a natural look, those just look a bit too out there. As you can see, I blend in my hairline because I don't have too much of a forehead, so I like to go up and then I create the line of where I want my bronzer to stop, and then I blend upwards. Then I go in with a bigger brush just to blend that out some more. And then go my neck. Don't forget your neck, guys. Like that. Then I go in and take this same thing and run it on my eyelid and down my nose. This is a step that I just always do. I typically don't do much on my eye. I always just do a bronzer and leave it at that. And I just run it on the inner parts of my nose. Which with this shade, I just feel like it's so natural to my skin tone. That it looks really good to me. Now obviously you do have to kind of add a lot of bronzer for it to show up on camera, so keep that in mind. If you can't see my bronzer too much, it's because I'm applying a normal amount. I don't want to overdo it just so it shows up on camera, but in person this is a good state for me to start. Yep, I'll do the Jaclyn Hill Coral Blush. there you have it. Voila, she's ready. That wraps up this makeup. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you like this makeup. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs up. And I will catch you guys when I catch you. Stay humble, subscribe. Bye guys.